What up, what up, what up? It's K.Honesty, and I'm about to do a review of the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 13. I had to remember what. So if you haven't seen Season 9, Episode 13 of the Real Housewives of Potomac, turn this video off and go watch the episode. Come back and watch this video. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel. It's a simple, free, anonymous, doesn't take any time out your day way to support my channel. As you can see, I'm not a public speaker, so I will tend to fumble my words and say and so and like 1,000 times. I may stop to regain my thoughts. I may slow my speaking down to regain my thoughts. I'm definitely going to be looking at my notes that I take throughout the show. Anything I say, it's my opinion. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. Also, comment below what you would grade this week's episode and what you thought of this week's episode in its entirety. If I forget anything or if I'm off on something or leave something out, please let me know in the comments. Difference of opinions are welcome in the comments. I like to grade the episodes before and after my reviews. I'm going to grade this week's episode. This week's episode was cute. I will say that I enjoyed this week's episode better than Married to Medicine. I feel like I want to put it in that sweet spot between a B- and a C+. I'm going to put it right there in the middle. I can't remember everything that happened, so I might change my grade at the end of this review, or I might keep it the same. But we shall see. But for now, I'm going to put it in between a B- and a C+. So, last chance, Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 13. If you have not seen it, turn this video off. Go watch the episode so you don't get anything spoiled for you when you watch this review. So the episode begins where we left off 2 weeks ago in the last episode, where Mia is freaking out because she can't seem to get in touch with Gordon and she doesn't know where her kids are, seemingly. So Jacqueline then calls Mia's nanny. She calls the nanny's daughter, who then confirms that Mia's kids are with the nanny. So, it was a lot of confusion, and I don't understand what was going on, because later on, Mia explains a little more, so I'm confused. I don't know if the kids were with Gordon and he left them somewhere with the nanny, or if they went with Gordon, because she says he was in Martha's Vineyard, and they've been sending him pictures. The kids been sending him pictures. So I'm just like, I don't know what the exact situation was. But all in all, she finds out her kids are with the nanny, so she's like, okay, I'm good now. So the ladies are headed into the city of Panama to do some shopping, some sightseeing, whatever, what have you. So on the Sprinter ride there, I think Karen asked Kiana about her and Greg, her and her dude Greg. And, she starts sharing when her and Greg met each other, the stages that they were in when they met each other. And I thought it was shady how she said that. So she said that he called her and said he's been eating pizza since she's been gone. But then they show that little clip where he says that she don't be cooking nothing. So I was just like, I thought that was shady. But so we get that with Kiana talking about Greg, talking about her dude. So then Giselle tells Karen, at the Love Lagoon, Ray told me that you gave him a list of things that he needed to do to keep the love alive. And Karen's like, yeah, things such as opening the door for me. He used to do that all the time. Now he barely does it, but he's gone back to doing it. And then she says him giving her fellatio. And I'm just like, I love Karen to death, but I do not want to hear about her and Ray's sex life. I really don't. And I don't know why Giselle thinks it's okay to keep bringing it up. I mean, yeah, they one of the longest married couples in the group, but it's just like, we don't want to hear about Karen's sex life. So, excuse me. Then Giselle's like, I want you to keep us informed on when you start going back to giving him the sloppy toppy. Or something she said like that. And Karen was in her confession like, now Giselle, we are too old to be doing some sloppy toppy. I'm like, yes, like who says that anymore? Giselle is just so corny. It's cringy. So we get this side conversation in the Sprinter with Jacqueline telling Ashley about what happened right before they got in the Sprinter, where Mia didn't know where her kids were, and Ashley's in her confessional, like, if I had this situation, I wouldn't even be here right now. I'd be on a plane back to my house, back home or whatever. And she's like, hearing that from Jacqueline triggered her. This is what Ashley said. So the ladies, they go shopping inside the city, and Giselle and Karen decide to buy some hats for Wendy and her daughter, for Wendy being such a great host for them for this trip. Then Ashley, I find Ashley so funny. So she's in there, she's asking Mia, she's like, I forgot how she asked Mia, but she was like, how's she asked Mia something about right before, she's like, right before we came here, everything. I don't remember what she asked, but then Mia's like, yeah, something happened with my kids, and Ashley was like, well, yeah, Jacqueline told me. It was like she tried to pretend like she didn't know what the fuck was going on until Mia brought it up, and then she was like, well, yeah, Jacqueline told me. I was just like, Ashley just so... But I ain't gonna lie, that's some shit that I do too. If I already know something, if I already know about something, I pretend like I don't know just to see how the person that I know it about tells me their story or their side of things. So so I get what she was doing with that, but I was just like, Ashley, come on now. So oh yeah, she asked me what was they doing before they left. So Mia starts telling Ashley, Stacy, and Kiana, she's like, this is where the story is like confusing for me. She's like, Gordon came and got the kids and then dropped them off and went to Martha's Vineyard. And then she's like, well, and the kids are sending pictures. And I'm like, so are they with the nanny or are they with Gordon and Martha's Vineyard? I don't know. But what it seems like all in all is that Mia left the kids with somebody that Gordon doesn't like having the kids. So he picked them up and dropped them off at somebody's house who he felt more comfortable with having the kids. And since he told Mia from jump that he didn't like the person that she was leaving the kids with, that's why he ignored her calls or whatever. Not saying that part is right, but I mean that's what the story sounded like. Not saying that anything I just said was correct, but that's what it sounded like. So Ashley's in her confessional. She's like, there's things that Mia's been telling us towards Gordon that have just not been what was the word she used? She said there's been discrepancies in the things that Mia has been telling us about Gordon. And they show all the clips from this season of Mia saying stuff about Gordon. She's like, if it was me, I would have left the trip. She says that again. So then Ashley tells Mia, I was feeling away last night about you doubling down on what you said about Giselle's daughters. And Mia's like, well, I have too much going on, so I really don't give a fuck. She's like, I don't give a fuck about anything. So Ashley's like, well, I don't know how to show up for you. And Mia's like, well, don't. And Ashley's like, okay, say less. The little black side comes up, say less, and then leaves out of the boutique. And Kiana goes behind her. And she's like, you're going through a lot, Mia. She's like, why would Gordon do this to you? And, Mia, because Gordon's controlling. And it's like you don't know what to believe with Mia because it's always different. Like Ashley says, the discrepancies. I can't believe I'm agreeing with Ashley, but. So in another part of the city or stores or whatever, Jacqueline, is trying to defend Mia. Mia's trying to defend Mia's words against Giselle, Wendy, and Karen about what Mia said that night before about Giselle's daughter. She's like, Mia just be saying stuff. It's just like, no, we're not going to do that. Mia don't just be saying stuff. Mia be trying to... The fact that she doubled down on it, she had time to correct herself from what she said at the... did she say that at the GNA? No, she said it at Ashley's... at the little Ashley's homeless awareness thing. She had time to change and correct what she said when she said it there, but she comes to the dinner and she doubles down on what she said. It makes it sound even worse talking about saying your daughters were sneaking boys through the alleyway. And I was just like, not only are you doubling down, but you're making it sound even worse than what you said the first time. So Mia, Kiana, and Stacy decide to buy gifts for Wendy as well for being such a great host. So Giselle and Karen, they gift the hats to Wendy, and the producers messy ass. They asked Wendy on a confessional like, when are you gonna wear the hat? And Wendy's like, never. I was like, man, it was a cute little hat. Like if you want to go play some tennis or some pickleball or something. I didn't like that. I like the hat that they gave Wendy more than the hat that they got for her daughter. I was like, what is this hot pink ass sun hat? I didn't like that. So the ladies, they sit in this, I don't know if it's a distillery. I mean, it served food. I don't know, but they sit for rum tasting. And this is when Kiana, Mia, and Stacy present their gifts to Wendy. And it's like this little banana shaped bong. And Wendy's like, oh, I thought this was a dildo. And I'm like, so Wendy, do you really smoke? What's with the Happy Eddie? Because how did you not recognize that it was a bong? Why would you think that little ass banana was a dildo? I can see if she said she thought it was a vibrator, but she said she thought it was a dildo. It was so small, like I don't. It was like little as hell, like a bong. You could tell it was a bong. But anyway, the ladies began to play this game where they imitate each other. It was pretty funny. I don't remember who imitated who, but it was funny. Ashley then brings up back when we first got introduced to Jacqueline, how Mia and Jacqueline was saying that they shared a guy or shared his mouth or something. It was just like, so Giselle was like, yeah, Mia said it was ink. Jacqueline was like, she don't remember because it was 20 years ago. And Mia's like, well, Ink didn't do anything with Jacqueline, but there may have been some foreplay because me, Jacqueline, and Ink did shower together. And I'm just like, so you saying that she didn't do nothing with him, but you saying that y'all showered together and there may have been foreplay. Foreplay is something that has been done. So they did do something. You were just in attendance. It's just like, Mia, this is why we have trouble believing you. It's just like, what? She in her confessional talking about Jacqueline need to shush. Jacqueline was playing it cool. She was like, I don't remember anything. It definitely wasn't ink, so I remember. And then Mia chimes in, well, we did shower together. It's just like, what are you talking about that Jacqueline need to shush? You need to shush. Because you can't even remember your lies half of the time. So then Wendy announces that they're going to change at the place that they're having these rum tastings. And then they're going to head to dinner. And the girls wasn't really feeling that, but they had no choice. So on the Sprinter ride to dinner, Mia is on FaceTime with Ink. And she's like, I'm missing you. And I might just have to hop on another flight when we get off this flight from Panama to bring you some of this Panama pee. And everybody's just like ew. And then Stacy's in her confession. She told them, go to your children. And when I tell you I fucking died. Hey, I love Stacy. She's so funny without even trying. She says in her confession, go home to your children. Ashley said the same thing. They was like, you need to go to your kids. Like, you talking about going to give him some Panama pee. And just a couple of hours ago, you didn't even know where your kids were. Stacy said, go home to your children. She was so serious. She was like, go home to your children. That shit was so funny, bruh. And then Stacy's on the FaceTime with TJ, and Mia's like, TJ, put your pecs up. And TJ's like, you put your pecs up, Mia. It's just, this nigga. Stacy's like, I've never seen him shirtless, so. I'm just like, bruh. That whole little scene was crazy. Was funny as hell. Like, go home to your children, ma'am. So the ladies, they arrive to dinner, and they sit down for dinner. Stacy asks Kiana about her court case. And Kiana's like, well, it's been pushed back. And Giselle, I don't know if Giselle was really being genuine in this moment, or if she actually, or she actually knew some shit and just wanted it to be said out loud. They was putting the camera on Ashley like a motherfucker while they was asking Kiana this shit. Mind you, Ashley was sitting beside Giselle, and Giselle was the one that was asking. But it was just like they was zooming in on Ashley so much. So Giselle's like, well, what court case? What's going on? Explain from the beginning. So I don't know if Giselle actually did know what was going on and just wanted it to be said a little more, or wanted Kiana to go into a little more depth, or if Giselle genuinely didn't know Kiana had this court case. So she's like, well, I'm suing Deborah. And they putting the camera on Ashley like a motherfucker. And she's like, I'm suing Deborah. And Giselle's like, well, is it civil or is it criminal? And Kiana's like, it's both. And Giselle's like, well, why civil? Because she ain't got no money. And Kiana's like, I don't care. And Giselle's like, well, how's she going to pay you? And Kiana's like, I don't give a damn if it was a dog, cat, rat, hat. I was like, ooh, Kiana. This is why I like Kiana, though. Shoot. She's like, I don't give a damn. She's like, I just want to move on. So they changed the subject. Wendy's like, oh, how did everyone's shopping go? So this is when Stacy turns to Mia and she's like, I don't know if you want to express what happened before we left out for the day. So then Mia, she starts to share what happened with the whole kids, not knowing where her kids were, whatever the case may be. So then Wendy tells Mia, and I understand why Wendy's saying this, because she's going off of what Mia has been telling them. So she's like, well, I feel like, what did she say? Damn, I lost where I was at. She tells Mia she doesn't think that Gordon should be around the kids. She doesn't think Gordon being around the kids is what's best for them right now. And Mia's like, well, I can't take him to court because it's not like he's an unfit father. It's not like he's hitting them or whatever the case may be. And Karen's like, but you have full custody, don't you? And Mia's like, I do have full custody. So it's just like, it's a confusing case. And when you only go off of what Mia's telling us, you can't really get anything. So then Giselle brings up, she's like, well, I care about my kids too. So she's like, she brings up Mia doubling down on what she said about her daughters. And Mia shares, I apologize to you, Giselle, that same night off camera. And Giselle's like, yeah, off camera, which was weird. Because she's like, because why wouldn't you, if it was genuine, why wouldn't you apologize at the table? I guess she wanted an apology on camera. And Mia's, she starts getting emotional. She's like, I'm tired of being scrutinized for what I post on social media, but at least I'm authentic. And if you guys can't handle that, then you just can't handle that, blase, blase. And of course, the butt plug herself, Jacqueline, chimes in. And she's like, we're adding more stress onto Mia. And Giselle, Karen, and Wendy are like, oh, woe is me. Like, no, Mia brings this shit on herself because of her actions and the things she says and does. So Mia, she gets upset. She's like, calls the whole table miserable bitches. And everybody's like, who's miserable? Who's miserable? Like, I ain't miserable. Who's miserable? So then Wendy's like, she said something about her blonde hair. Like, them 613s be delusional or something, she said. So then Stacey's like, well, what is that? Is that an area code? And then Wendy's like, no, it's a type of blonde, 613. So then Stacey goes into her confessional. And Stacey's like, Mia is a goddess with black hair. But the blonde, and she's like, Ashley, no. And she's like, the only person that can pull off the blonde is Karen. I was cracking. I said, Stacey is so funny, bro. Cause she throw the shade that's so, her shade is like, what's the word? Her shade is simple shade. It's not like demeaning as degrading as shade. Her shade is something you can just chuckle and brush on past. Her shade ain't something that we gotta stay on or like stay on top of and stuff like that. So I like the shade that Stacey throws. Like, I bet you none of her shady moments even get brought up at the reunion unless Andy wants to bring them up to be funny. But even if they do get brought up, they won't last for more than, they won't be a whole segment type shit. Her shade is like simple shade. It's cutesy shade. So so Karen, she tells Mia, she says, well, I know Mia knows that she has to mend some relationships within this group, and now it's on Mia to make it right. Because Mia is basically, she's saying because she's going through so much, it's basically fuck the relationship she's having. Fuck the struggle she's having with some of these ladies. She's like, fuck that right now because I'm going through so much. And Mia's like, I'm taking what you guys are saying and it's valid, blah, blah, blase, blase. Mia just, she ain't, it's just like, I don't know with Mia. I'm glad they putting her ass under the fire, though. Should have been in that season where she did that to Wendy, but it is what it is. Nobody was fucking with Wendy or Candace at the time, so of course Mia wasn't getting put under the goddamn microscope. But I like that this season they getting under her ass. And to see her get emotional. Because it's like, you're supposed to be such big dog. You're supposed to be so honest and all that. And you share your truth and authentic like you just said. But you letting them get to you, which is surprising. But either way, like I said, that's how the episode ends. Like I said, I would give it I would put it in between. I'm going to give it a B minus. I know I said I was going to put it in between the B minus and the C plus, but this was a cute little episode. I wasn't mad at it. It kept me entertained. Or maybe just because we didn't have it last week that I was entertained by this episode. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a B minus. Do I remember anything that's happening in the next episode? Besides the fact that, oh yeah, Mia gets jealous that Jacqueline and Ashley kissed. Which I think is crazy because it's just like, bitch, you got bigger fish to fry. Deborah is countersuing Kiana for $70 million. Like, what? This next episode is gonna be crazy. But yeah, those are my little thoughts or whatever for this week's episode and what's to come and my grades. Comment below what you would grade this week's episode and what you thought of it. And if there's anything that I forgot or left out or was off on, comment below. Like and subscribe to the channel. If you stay here for 22 minutes and watch this, you can take 5 seconds and hit like and hit subscribe. And you can comment below, get those interactions up, the algorithms. When you like this video, other things Real Housewives of Potomac related will pop up in your algorithm and your timeline if you like it so. And it's the best way to support upcoming Black content creation. So just like and subscribe to help your girl out. Comment below. Thanks for watching this review, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.